Let's make some sourdough bread. First, we need to feed our starter. See my how to make a starter video below if you don't have one yet. I feed mine between supper and bedtime. These measurements are for 3 loaves. Measure out 60 grams of unfed starter, then add 120 grams of flour and 120 grams of water. Mix until well incorporated. Mark where it started so you can see if it has doubled by morning. Set in a warm spot overnight. The next morning, it's time to put our bread dough together. Measure out 150 grams of fed starter, 1,500 grams of white or whole wheat flour, 1,050 grams of water, and 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Mix until you have a shaggy looking dough. Don't worry about perfection, you'll be back. Cover with a towel. 20 minutes later, stretch and fold your dough 6 times around. Repeat these stretches and folds 4 to 5 times. Then leave your dough to sit for the day, about 8 to 10 hours. In the late afternoon or evening, you need to shape your loaves. This is how I set up my area when I'm ready to shape my loaves. Measure out your dough for even loaves. You want to aim for around 900 grams of dough per loaf. Place your measured dough on the counter and lightly form it into a smooth ball. Continue forming dough by pulling your loaf towards you. This creates a smooth dough. Continue pulling dough and rotating until you're happy with the tension of your loaf. Set shaped loaves in parchment-filled baskets. I skipped the fancy bannetons and towels and just used thrift store baskets with parchment paper. Put plastic over your loaves to keep them from drying out. Set them in your fridge overnight. I also cover them with towels to make sure moisture doesn't escape. The next morning, turn on your oven to 450 degrees and put your Dutch ovens in the oven to warm up. While they're warming up, take your loaves out of the fridge and score them as simply or complex as you wish. I just use a razor blade to do my scoring. Once the oven is warmed up, put your loaves into the Dutch oven with a lid on top. Turn your timer on for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, take off the lids and bake for an additional 15 minutes. There you have it. Crispy, golden bread on the outside, warm, fluffy bread on the inside. Enjoy your delicious sourdough bread. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.